All right, people. So this is going to be a different type of video. I actually watched this content creator, right? So shout out to Random University, and in this video, he's pretty much letting out his frustration with YouTube, right? So the title of the video is "Algorithms and Niches Have Ruined YouTube." Okay, so of course, this is not going to be a video that's going to get a lot of views on his channel because this has no adjacency towards most of the content that he puts out, right? However, I am going to do my due diligence by tagging him and giving my commentary on this video because this also pertains to this channel as well, all right? So, without further ado, we are going to dive into this, all right? Now, of course, you guys notice I do a lot of art videos. I transform my body into different illustrations, all right? So if you guys are into that type of stuff, right, just shoot it in the comment section below. But this is more to deal with content creators having to deal with YouTube's algorithm. So let's dive into it.
Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, the stash is back. It's back in full form, nice and thick enough for a comb. Yeah, I mean, like legit, I can actually put a comb in this thing and it'll stick there. It's pretty thick, which is good. I kind of wanted to get back to the cop and untrustworthy stash. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, yada, yada, yada. But really, I'm just here to talk about what you more than likely clicked on the thumbnail to hear about, which is how algorithms have made content creation not fun. They have. YouTube and all these other platforms, they pretty much like have pigeonholed you to make the same type of content on repeat forever. And the only way you can make different types of content is if you make an entirely different channel altogether and have to grow it doing the same thing that you did to grow one of your other channels, which is already a difficult enough journey. Apparently.
And I want to, and again, this is a breakdown. I'm going to put the original video in the description below. The reason why I'm pausing is because I went through that and I'm still going through that, right? This is not my first YouTube channel. I made like over 18. That's right, over 18 different YouTube channels. And the main reason why is because just like most content creators, you realize at a certain point where YouTube is they just put it in the dark realm, right? They put it in the shadow realm like Yu-Gi-Oh! Like you ain't getting no traction, okay? Even the people who subscribe to your channel, they're not even seeing that you put out a new video. And that's kind of like what's going on right now on this channel as well. So it makes you go through the same insanity of making another new channel, then another new channel, then another one. And then the one that is actually doing so well, those are the ones where you're like, man, I kind of was just grifting off of whatever was popular. I don't really have a passion enough for me to keep making the same type of video over and over and over and over. So let me tell you what I'm talking about here, right? So even with this channel right here that I don't use anymore, this is the previous channel that I created like almost like a year ago called Just Make Art. So I have so much different types of edited YouTube shorts and different types of illustrations on this channel. And I was pretty much jumping on a bandwagon when Tekken 8 came out. I was doing different Tekken 8 type of illustrations, right? So those take a long time to make, all right? Takes a long time to make. Let me actually play one of them and have it on mute because I don't need to play the music. So from like Nezuko from Demon Slayer, so many different types of even Sonic, right? I did like a Sonic design in the Roman theme. So I did a lot of designs where I pulled it out of my pulled out of a bag of different pop cultures, characters, and just turned them into different illustrations.
So I pulled
that
out randomly
Twilight,
from my container
that was not my
what drawing
at all,
I'm going to do.
But you
so
get
I
the
pulled
point.
out randomly from my container what drawing I'm
again. But yeah, so if you want to check it out, go check it out, right? So then as well as iShorts. This is like I was doing animated shorts. I was jumping on the whole Fresh and Fit. So I was doing stop animation with that, as well as different comedy shorts. And those take even longer to make because I have to do every single point, rigging and different heads and different bodies of the animation, right? So imagine you spending damn near a week on a video, whether it's animation or creating a digital illustration, and it absolutely goes nowhere in the algorithm. And I was becoming crazy where it's just like, is the illustration not good enough? Like, what do I have to do in order to like get out there in the algorithm? And then you realize it's like, oh wait, it has nothing to do with your skill level, it has more to do with the subject matter and timing, and most importantly, a lot of luck. All right, so let's get back into it because I know I went on a long. It's gonna be a long video, right? I don't edit videos. I'm gonna explain to you more, and while this video continues, all right. So let's get back into it.
Not that many YouTube creators actually get over 1,000 subscribers, which I'm starting to think like that's not a real thing. Like, I think that metric is skewed based on the fact that you see people who technically say that they have a YouTube profile or a channel. They're not all creators, you know what I'm saying? But they have like a channel, but they have no videos on it. They have nothing that's really on there in substance. So they shouldn't count as far as like the YouTubers who don't get 1,000 subscribers. I feel like the people who really avidly work hard and try to gain 1,000 subscribers is a good chunk of them that do make it. Now, it might take them 2,000 videos to get that 1,000, but hey, some of them eventually get there. And it does make you wonder, like, if the journey is so hard, why do so many people do it? Well, because there's money involved in it. And also, I got another point about that later that I'll maybe talk about a whole nother video. But like on this channel here, I mean, really, my interest isn't talking about relationships all the time. It's not like I mean, I can talk about it, and I'm definitely gotten better at just go ahead and speaking my piece on the platform, because I was trying probably for the first year and a half not to get canceled because I was so desperate to not lose my channel, because I knew how hard it was to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Like, it was difficult. I remember looking at my channel and
I just want to pause it here. It's very difficult to get 1,000 subscribers because it's not just that, but also 4,000 watch hours. All right. So that could take damn near years just to achieve that. All right. Now, some people, they get lucky. Okay. Just like how the world isn't fair. So some people are fortunate enough to just make one YouTube video and the algorithm just hoist it up there for everyone to see. And they're already partnered and they got over 100,000 views on that one video. Okay. Nowadays, when you see that happening, that's mainly because they're popular on a different platform, or they have been, you know, in one of the TV syndicate networks. You know, they used to be a celebrity or whatever it is, and they just so happen to just make a YouTube channel, so they already have a fan base. They have already been popular prior to YouTube, right? Those are the only options. But if you're just a nobody just making YouTube videos, it's extremely very, very low chance of that ever to happen, right? But yeah, having 4,000 watch hours with 1,000 subscribers is not an easy feat.
had literally 100 and I believe 43 subscribers, and I had posted, now I think at that time was gonna be my 75th video before I got my first boom on the channel. Video was complete ass. It was my video about Fresh and Fit. It's over. It was one of those stupid videos. Sound quality's ass. Everything about the video just really wasn't good. The substance in it had promise. My commentary was okay, but overall the video just wasn't good. It was weak. And it's my most viewed video on the channel. And to me, that makes no sense. Now, the only way I feel like that I could have followed that up and continued to grow at an exponential rate was if I actually started putting out great content right after that. So once I got that surge, I would have had to deliver right after for me to actually hit the algorithm at a really incredible pace for me to push my channel. But instead, my sound was still bad. My audio wasn't good. And thus my channel didn't have very good videos for a little while longer, at least in my opinion. I thought
I would even say this, right? In my opinion, he just hit the mark of title gaining, or I just made that up. Pretty much you're grifting using like clickbait titles, like exposed, it's over, the rise and fall, goodbye, they're gone, you know, and a lot of the haters are just gonna click on that because they probably used to be fans of Fresh and Fit and now they despise them. So they love to see someone just crumble, like Rome has fallen, you know? And that's really what it was. It has, like, I get what he's saying as far as like the audio quality, but the algorithm still puts you out there on the side where somebody's watching somebody else doing an expose video on Fresh and Fit, and yours just so happened to be the recommendation recommended on the side that people clicked on, right? And if it's on their phone, they just scroll and you just see, like, they discover it through that, right? So the title is what got the algorithm going during that time. But then what he's saying is also true as far as the video quality, the audio quality, like those things are important too, because not only the algorithm push you out there, but you also need the retention rate. In other words, they click on the video, but are they going to stay watching your video from beginning to the end, right? I know some people like, well, I didn't care. I'm just a viewer. So let me give you a good example. Imagine if you're a man, right? You're trying to understand how to pick up women, right? Now, of course, I'll never go into whole being a pickup artist and all that stuff. I don't really care about that. But there are a lot of men who are struggling trying to understand women, trying to have a relationship with women. So imagine you trying to figure that out. You're on dating apps and it ain't going anywhere, right? Like, and you're wondering, you're like, man, do I look ugly? Like, do I have to fix this and that? And then you look up Fearless X, which you don't look him up, but it's just out there because you're struggling with women. So then he just tells you, oh, you got to gain a lot of muscles and do like, and then you're thinking, oh, that's going to help you. And it, guess what? It doesn't. So now you're even more frustrated. Like, what do I do next? You got the muscles. You got the looks. You're making a lot of money. But yet, you never really build up your honest, true character. So imagine going through all of that. You're going to get frustrated, right? So I'm just trying to give you an example, or that, or even applying for jobs. You keep applying for jobs, and every time you do it, you get rejected every single day. So I'm just trying to give you guys more relatability, rather than just looking at it from, well, I'm a viewer, why should I care? Well, if you went through it, now you have a better understanding why smaller content creators go through this type of frustration. But let's continue.
They're pretty bad. And then the quality, once I got this microphone, things seemed to change. Thanks, cuz. And once I got the new microphone and just started using my phone to record my videos, everything changed. Video quality went up. Like, the views didn't necessarily go up immediately, but I started making way better quality videos, and they started getting pushed in the algorithm more. But then you had to come up with these stupid titles, like these ridiculous titles with these overly cap-sized words, like owned and humiliated, embarrassed, ethered. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. It's so cringe to have to make some of these like thumbnails and some of the titles for these videos for people to click on them. And it just becomes a game after a while. You start wondering, like, what was I doing this for? You know, like, other YouTubers start realizing they're losing their purpose because of the algorithm. Because they made a video that hit that didn't have something to do with what they normally talk about. Now, YouTube expects them to keep making content based on just that alone, because that's what the people were loving. And it's like, dang, man, that just happened to be something I talked about. Now, if the other people actually got to watch.
I had a recent video, and I'll give you an example here. I had a recent video where I did a PewDiePie. I reacted to the whole drawing over, like, what he drew for 365 days a year, right? I reacted to that video. And, like, just like this video, I'm not editing. There's no editing whatsoever, right? And that got 1,600 views when I only had, like, 3 or 4 subscribers. So I ended up I gained like 30 subscribers off of that one video, right? And this is why I wouldn't say my channel is shadow banned, but it's more like they gave me a punishment because I recently deleted a video. And YouTube don't like that. So if you're a content creator, don't delete your video. But the main reason why I did that is because I don't want to be pigeonholed with making nothing but PewDiePie videos. I don't watch his content. I only did it because he drew, and that's something that I do all the time. I draw traditional and digital, so I just gave commentary off of that. It's one of those things where it's like you kind of poke the bear, and I have to take accountability. You know, obviously when you do a reaction video, you want it to get attention. You want to garner it being out there in the algorithm, but then you fail to realize, just like with him, just like with me, I fail to realize that when you do that, and then you make another video, right? Then all of a sudden the algorithm is indirectly telling you, keep making this, keep making that. And it's just like, no, I don't want to keep doing that. And then you get punished for that. And then you're like, okay, I feel like I'm working another 9 to 5. So you're just going to keep doing the same thing over and over, you know, and that can be rather hollow. So let's get back into it.
Watch my other videos that you don't push on this channel. For whatever reason, you don't push some of my videos, then guess what? Not me in particular, but some of these other channels, like just because you don't push them, that's why they don't get to see more of my personality. They happen to see this one and go figure it just happened to pop and go viral. There's not really a difference between most people's videos that go viral and the next video that they make or the video before. It's just the fact that YouTube or somebody decides they're going to choose to give them a shot that day. And it's like, this is your moment. This is your chance to blow up. I've had a couple other videos that got a little bit bigger on this channel, and those were actually good videos. Still didn't match the size of my biggest video on my channel. Doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I really don't get it, how that happens. Like YouTube talks a lot about how you're supposed to, you know, make sure you're now, you know, YouTube emphasizes, you know, click-through rate and all these different percentages when you look at the numbers and stuff like that.
Impressions per click, all that. I know he's doing a few like basic editing where he didn't want the video to be too long, so he just chops it out. Me, I don't care. I'll be honest with you, I don't care anymore because I've made so many freaking videos where I've spent hours amongst hours and days amongst days, especially stuff like this. So again, go check it out. Because I know that it will be a longer video than intended, but check it out when you get the chance. You know, this one here, I shorts, and then just make art. All right. So I might even put them in the description below. We'll see how I feel about it. But anyway, so yeah, it happens. You know, impressions per click, click-through rate and all this type of stuff. And there are certain people who get extremely technical. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to pander towards people who have a short attention span. I'm not doing that. All right? This is not a channel for little kids. And it's like, I'm bored. Let me play my PS5 and do this and watch TikTok videos. I'm not pandering towards them. If you don't like it, don't watch the video. Okay, I'm more for people who are my age group that is willing to, you know, real recognize real. I'm not going to add no random explosion or random sound effects. I've done that in previous channels and it is a lot of work and you don't even get a payout out of that. So I don't do that no more. Okay. But yeah, impression per click rate is extremely, with the algorithm, the way they always show it on YouTube, is extremely important, right? How do you hold the viewer's attention? Like, you have to watch this. You gotta watch it. I can't stop watching it. You know, like, it's crazy, all right? It is insane. But that's just how it is. You know, everything is about impressions and click rate. I know you're going to be like, what? Is that editing? Is that really? No, it's not editing. These are different scenes through OBS. There's no editing at all. All right, let's get back into it.
That on your videos. And I hear, and you can look it up on Google and these other sites, Reddit, whatever you want to find. The statistics that basically say your video is getting pushed at like the elite rate is when it's getting pushed between 8 to 12 or 13%. I've had numerous videos that were pushing somewhere in between there or even higher, and it just stops. Why does it stop? Like, why do the impressions end? Like, you have a video that's getting clicked on at 13.9%, but for whatever reason, you only got 28,000 impressions. You're not going to get any views. Like, yeah, no crap that the guy with 1 million subs or 200,000 subscribers or more, or multiply it together, they're going to get way more push they're going to get more views. They're going to continue to grow their channels if you give them all the impressions. Like, that's just how that works. If you give those people millions of impressions, I've never had a video that's had anywhere close to that. If I had one video that had 1 million impressions, this channel would literally grow probably 10 times the size overnight. 10 times the size with just one opportunity of it just, for whatever reason, getting pushed out there like that. Like I said, there's no explanation behind it. It just happens.
It's all fixed in the end of the day. It's fixed. Sorry. It's not like how it was back in, before the pandemic around. I remember when I made my first YouTube channel around 2017. Man, it wasn't as ferocious as it is now, but at least they gave opportunities, That was still during the transitional phase where it's like you can't just make your own IP and have it just blow up, You still had to pander towards whatever people are watching, but at least with that, they will give you a crazy amount of views. Now, even if you're pandering, it's not always guaranteed. It really isn't. This is, like I said, that's why I don't edit videos. It's a numbers game to me. So yeah.
And nobody can seem to explain why that is the case. So like if I decided because this is Random University, I wanted to talk about more diverse and random topics on this channel, which is killing my channel. I made a video months ago talking about I killed my channel. I still think it's the most relevant video I made on my channel. Got no views. Doesn't matter. The point being of that channel, of that video was that I make too much different content. And apparently nowadays you can't do that. Back in the day, 2010 through like 2020, before the pandemic, you could apparently just make whatever you want and it would get pushed into the algorithm properly. Nowadays, you can only make one type of video. I make a video on sports, it goes to Manosphere. I make a video on games, it goes to Manosphere.
In other words, he's pigeonholed, and it's not his fault. It's the algorithm. Algorithm is extremely linear. So if they see that that one video you've done got so many views, all of a sudden it becomes a linear package deal. What does that mean? That means that one video, the package with that is that the algorithm is going to give you a whole set of that particular demographic who subscribed, and they're going to want you to keep satisfying those people. And if you don't do that, then you're going to be punished for that, as in lack of exposure. Even for those people who made original content, this is not all. I've noticed some of them, right? They made original content before, right? And now you just see them grifting off of news. And it happens. They don't make original content no more. Why? Because YouTube's algorithm changed them. They was getting so many views before, and then they noticed a decline, and they're like, okay, what is somebody else doing that's making them stay relevant? Okay, boom, I'm gonna do the same thing. Right? You see even Austin Dunham, he had to adapt, right? He was doing fitness content. No one really rocking with that anymore. And also it gets boring. You got to keep talking about how to build your lats, how to build your arms, how to build your triceps, how to do this, how to do that. Eventually you pretty much said the same thing, and you're going to say the same repetitive thing over and over. So you start to get bored or you burned out. So when the red pill stuff came in, he's like, okay, I'm gonna take advantage of looks maxing. And all of a sudden, he's a looks maxer. He's like, oh, it's just I work out and I look good. I might as well just do that. This happens. Art channels do the same thing. They go from doing their own art tutorial or just showing off how amazing and talented they are, and YouTube eventually is like, okay, we don't rock with that anymore. Okay, damn. All right, so what are people are into now? Oh, TikTok. Okay, cool. So now I got to do news and commentary based upon TikTok, Like, it's a constant adaptation. And I just thank God I'm not making this into a full-time thing, If it is, that's cool, but it's just too risky, You could be hot right now, and then tomorrow you're a nobody. And now you're like, damn, put all my eggs in YouTube's basket. How do I survive? That's scary. So now you got to grift hard. And then you may have to shut down the content creator doing the expose. Like, I gotta expose this person, talk about drama in order to stay relevant. It's nasty work, man. I know I went on a long tangent, but I need to say it. But let's get back into it.
A video on a movie critique, it will go to Manosphere. I don't want it to go there. Like, dude, people over here worshiping Andrew Tate, Myron Gaines, and all these other losers don't want to hear about Love Don't Judge or My 600-Pound Life or Catfish. Most of them don't. They don't click on those videos. So why don't you push those videos towards the entire part of the algorithm that actually has to deal with that? Like, those videos should go where 16 Leo or all things reality, you know, all these other like types of channels like that. That's where that should go. But it doesn't. It goes to the same place as all your other videos because YouTube only incentivizes you to make the same sloppy garbage over and over again. Now, obviously, I don't try to do that. I try to diverse and go away. And like the people who
eventually you're gonna be forced in the void. Unfortunately, you're gonna be forced to. That's the thing. If you think about it, we are. And I'm gonna make it dramatic for close-up purposes. We become AI. Think about it. The algorithm isn't real, so we have to appeal towards something that's not real. So we got to keep making the same content over and over and over and over. And then we can't complain about it because if we do, then the viewers are going to be like, why are you complaining? Because you get views. It becomes so frustrated. It's a huge amount of like questioning, like, why am I still doing this? You know? Now, a lot of people say, you don't have to. You don't understand. Like, it's a passion. We love it. It's almost like a weird abusive relationship. It's like we see the potential. We see all of the pros. We want to go in. But then the cons are so diabolical, you know? So it's one of those weird conundrums. Like I said, I made so many different old YouTube channels that took me a while to make. And I'm still proud of them. I don't regret it. I don't regret any of these because that shapes me to who I am today with all the amount of hard work I've done with this, making these digital illustrations as well as these digital animations, right? I have a whole vault of avatars that I designed, and I even showcased that with behind the scenes, right? Making Myron games and all that stuff with Fresh and Fit, right? Done a lot of stuff like that, man. But of course, the algorithm ain't gonna showcase it, right? So it is really a kick to the balls. It really is.
I talk about that I've got my most views from, fine. I don't mind talking about them, like I said, but there's only so many conversations you can have about these individuals. There's only so much I can tolerate listening to Myron Gaines. Why women deserve less. Dude, like, why do I want to talk about a person who wrote this?
He literally bought the book for research purposes. Like, damn, man. Yeah.
Book over and over and over and over again. Like, how much substance can that guy actually have? There ain't shit there. The person needs to be thrown all in the garbage. Like, every bit of them needs to go ahead and be cremated because we don't need that anymore. Not saying actually to go kill Myron. That's not what I'm insinuating. But I'm just saying in general, like, I don't want to talk about those people all the time. Yeah, there's different gurus, and I'm still working on a couple.
And this is one of the reasons why YouTube, and I don't want to make this video like an hour long. Definitely go check out this original video. I'll put the link in the description below. But this is the main reason why, even as viewers, right? Certain people are like, man, there's nothing good that's out right now. Like, as you're scrolling down, even right now, if you're scrolling down on the homepage, or even if you are logged in using your Google account, right? Your Google account, right? You see the same content over and over. It becomes a modern version of television. It's like you're just scrolling and there's nothing to watch. Nothing, right? And it becomes so linear and boring, you know? And even though there might be a few interesting intelligent properties, right? Intellectual properties, right? IPs, right? But then it's so oversaturated with reaction videos to this, reaction videos to that, reaction video, commentary. It's like, what is even interesting now? At least back in the days, there was different IPs, right? Intellectual properties. People was experimenting. People was doing crazy stuff, expressing their talent, their skills. Now it's just gone down to the bare minimum. We just talk about stuff. Everything just talking. Podcasts, We just talk about this. Oh, but if you talk about stuff, you don't really get out there in the algorithm. So I know what to do. Let's talk about the males versus females, right? Males are terrible. Females are terrible. We can never get along and we bump heads. And that keeps the retention rate because males are struggling because they just desperate for anything. And then women are struggling because they're extremely picky. And it's just the same thing over and over. You realize they don't want solutions. It's just problems. And then watching the content, it's like, what did you learn out of it? It is brain rot, you know? And again, even as a viewer, because I watch a lot of people's content, this is why I'm doing this too. Even as a viewer, I get tired of watching the same thing. There's nothing really unique out there. And that's because the algorithm is going to push the same thing, and whatever is unique it's just not going to be out there as much. Yes, there are a few, obviously it's not, what I'm saying is not definitive. Yes, there are people out there that have amazing unique content that the algorithm is pushing, but the vast majority of it is based upon just straight up commentary and damn near brain rot. So what do you guys think? Let me know down below, and liking this video is really helpful. Like I said, I always showcase, I always advertise the work of art that I've done, right? Even though I have other channels that I have been working hard at, this is the main channel I'm focused on right now. So like I said before, I'll say it again, if there's anything that you guys recommend, right, suggestions will be greatly appreciated of different characters you guys want me to design in the future. All right, so that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.